October in Beechwood, Ohio, was so clear you could see the white streaks of planes above like chalk lines on a board. Emily Hart opened the creaky attic door. The smell of dry wood and old wool rushed into her face. She only meant to find her blue winter scarf, but her eyes landed on a brown cardboard box labeled Memories. She pulled it near the attic window. Sunlight cut into a long blade on the wooden floor. Inside were greeting cards, faded Polaroid photos, a nurse's cap embroidered street, Helena, and a stack of papers. Emily flipped through them like shuffling cards. Then she froze at a yellowed note, Grace Hart, 10/12 a.m., 6 pounds 3 ounces. Beneath it, in cursive, daughter, sunflower field. Beside it, an old newspaper clipping. The Hart family thanks everyone for their condolences after their loss. Emily's chest tightened. What loss? She whispered. Digging deeper, she found a small hospital ID bracelet stamped Baby Hart. At the bottom was a blurry photo of her mother, Linda, exhausted but glowing, cradling a baby wrapped in a blanket. The baby's face was hidden. Emily's fingers trembled. Grace Hart, she said under her breath, like reading a secret code. In her mind, fragments of memory began swirling, the times her mother wiped tears away, when she dreamed of a girl calling her at night, the silence of her father Michael whenever she asked, "Where was I born? Do I look like you?" That silence now felt like a confession. Emily gripped the edge of the box. I am not their real daughter, she thought. I was adopted after they lost theirs. She carried the box down the narrow stairs. The floorboards groaned like a sigh. Linda was in the kitchen stirring chicken soup, the scent of dill rising in thin ribbons. Michael sat at the table, newspaper folded in half. When Emily dropped the box onto the table, the bang made the ladle slip into the pot. What did you find? Linda asked, trying to sound light. Emily spread the note and clipping on the table. Who is Grace Hart? Michael stiffened. The paper slid off his lap. Linda blinked, glanced at the note, then at her daughter. Her lips parted as if doused in cold water. Then she set down the ladle, circled the table, and took Emily's hand. Sweetheart, we can talk about this slowly, okay? Slowly. Emily felt ripped out of herself. Who am I? She rasped. Am I even yours? Michael stood. He seemed to age 10 years in 10 seconds. You are our daughter, he said, his voice snapping like a stretched wire. You always have been. Then who is Grace Hart? Emily slammed her palm on the table. What is this loss? What is this hospital bracelet? Why did not I ever know? For a moment, Linda's eyes flicked to her husband, a balancing act on a tightrope. Then she inhaled. Okay, honey. If it matters to you, I will. Explain in a way you can handle. She squeezed Emily's hand harder. There was something sad. Long ago. The words, neither denial nor confession, fell like the first drop before a storm. Emily heard static in her ears, like a broken radio. Tears swelled. She yanked her hand away, bolted upstairs. The bedroom door slammed. The lock turned. In the dark, she curled against the door, knees to chest. Thoughts tangled like barbed wire. I am a replacement, she repeated in her head. A substitute. Downstairs, Linda leaned against the sink, fingers digging into the counter. Michael laid a hand on her shoulder. They said nothing. They both knew. The storm they had postponed for years had arrived. Years earlier, when Emily was 16, she often felt pulled outside her body. She heard footsteps on the roof, saw secret symbols in the wood grain, believed someone was sending her messages. Linda took her to a private clinic on Elm Street. Dr. Sarah Miller, brown hair tied back, bright eyes, warm voice, listened for hours. She never interrupted, only asked softly, "When did it start? What does it feel like?" After a few sessions, Sarah called Linda and Michael aside. "She is experiencing delusions," she said, each word laid carefully. "It is not from lack of love. It is not anyone's fault." She explained things that went against parental instincts. Don't argue head-on with her beliefs when she is fragile. Don't throw the truth like a punch. Mirror her feelings, keep her safe, and choose soft moments to bring her back. "But if she believes something false," Michael asked. "Sometimes you have to step into her world a little to guide her out," Sarah said. "That is not deceit meant to harm. It is a temporary lifeline. So the hearts learn to speak in halfway truths. I hear you are scared. That must feel real. We will revisit this in the morning when it is clearer." They kept up her meds, therapy, and walked carefully, as if on thin ice. One summer day, Emily whispered to her mother, "I keep dreaming of a girl named Grace. It is like I took her place." Linda was unpacking groceries. She nearly said, "There is no such girl. You are my only daughter." But Sarah's words echoed, safety first, then reality later. So Linda just hugged her. "That must hurt. Let us bring this up with Dr. Sarah, okay?" From then on, Grace hovered in their house like a shadow. They did not nurture it, did not banish it, just waited. They believed one day Emily would be strong enough for the truth. Now the bedroom door was locked. Emily shut the curtains, cutting off Ohio sunlight. Outside, a milk truck rattled over gravel. Inside, she sat on the carpet, the Grace heart note like a cold candle between her knees. Linda left trays at the door, tapping lightly. "Sweetheart, I left some soup here." No answer. She added a note, "I am here when you are ready." At night, Michael sat outside the door, back against the wall, reading aloud from Charlotte's Web. His deep voice was slow, steady, like lighting a lantern in the wind. He was not sure she heard, but he read every night. Inside, Emily kept a black notebook, her reality log. 2 columns, feelings and facts. Under feelings, I am a replacement. They are hiding something. I hear footsteps. Under facts, no birth certificate of Grace in the house. I have baby photos in the album. They never said I was adopted. But she countered herself, they could hide it. Her columns battled on the page. On the 3rd day, Linda slid a photo under the door. Linda holding a red-faced newborn, a doctor beside her. In the corner, street. Helena Hospital, 1 per 3. On the back, Linda had written, "Taken at 10:12, your first cry. 6 pounds 3 ounces was your weight." The obituary clipping was for great-grandma's passing that week. "I am sorry we never explained." Emily held the photo, feeling its smooth surface. Her mind loosened, but suspicion rooted deep. They could fake this, she thought, even as she knew it was absurd. She set it down, stared at the ceiling. Outside, wind rattled the oak. On the 4th day, Linda knocked as usual, but another voice came, calm, warm. "Hi, Emily, it is Sarah. Your mom invited me. I can sit outside. No need to open. We can talk through the door." Emily froze. Dr. Sarah, the woman who saw her as a person, not a case, was here. I do not want pity," Emily croaked. "I did not come to pity," Sarah said clearly. "I came because of you, because you want truth you can bear." "So, what is the truth?" "I won't give blunt proclamations, but I can help you test. Can you slide me what you found?" Emily hesitated, then pushed the clipping, note, and bracelet under. Minutes later, Sarah spoke. This clipping is an obituary thank you for your great-grandmother Emma Hart. It says the Hart family thanks. No Grace. The note, Grace Hart, 10, 12 to 6 pounds 3 ounces. Do you believe a mother might scribble a name she was still deciding? Your mom told me years ago she was torn between Emily and Grace. She wrote Grace as a tease for your dad, then changed her mind. How do you know? Because she told me when you were younger. She worried you would stumble upon it one day. She asked if she should throw it away. I told her, do not. It only becomes a bomb if handled wrong. But do not throw it in your face, when you are raw either. Silence. In it, Emily pictured her mother at the kitchen table smoothing a slip of paper, her face tired in ways Emily had never seen. Sarah continued, you lived years haunted by Grace. Your parents knew. They sometimes played along, not to trick you but to keep you safe. They were not acting to fool you. They were holding you safe, Emily repeated, tasting the strange word. You do not have to believe me tonight. Just do 3 things. Eat soup, take a warm bath, sleep. Tomorrow maybe open the door. If not, I will still be here, reading Charlotte's Web with your dad. On the other side, Emily gave a small laugh, bursting like a bubble. She smelled dill and wood. She ate a few spoonfuls not from hunger, but like clutching a rope. On the 5th day, the door cracked open. Sarah sat on the floor, notebook in hand. Linda stood back, wringing her hands. Michael busied himself downstairs with plumbing checks. Emily stepped out, hair tangled, eyes shadowed, but spine straight. I am sorry, she said. Not clear to whom. You do not need to be sorry, Linda whispered, teary-eyed. Sarah nodded. Let us start with hello. She pointed to the sofa by the window. Sit here, morning light helps the mood. Emily sat, sun warming her skin. Sarah opened her notebook. Today, let us map your beliefs. We will call it a belief map. They drew a diagram in the center. Who am I? Left branch, feelings. Right branch, facts. They listed Emily's thoughts, checked what was verifiable. The obituary confirmed by library archives. The bracelet backed by old family photos of Michael holding it next to newborn Emily. Each fact like a stone paving a path. Not every stone fit perfectly, but the ground grew steadier. By lunch, Linda made chicken sandwiches. Emily ate half. Sarah told of another patient who once believed she was a character in a TV show. She was not pathetic, Sarah said. She was terrified. Terror makes us cling to the story that feels most logical. Therapy is not ripping away feelings, it is letting feelings and facts sit at the same table. That evening, Emily flipped through family albums. Her chubby baby self in a strawberry knit hat, milk on her lips. Her dad holding her at their first Christmas. Her mom smiling under golden lights. No ghost named Grace in the frames, just the hearts. 3 people in warm, awkward photos. November came like an old guest. The wind sharpened, the sky bluer, maple leaves fiery red before drifting down like postcards. Emily resumed therapy. Sarah taught pause training to stop when her mind began racing and reality checks. Linda taped a fridge note, sleep, eat, sun, speak, move. Michael replaced hallway bulbs with warm light, joking that light itself was a vitamin. Some days flowed smooth. Emily worked part-time at the library, shelving books, answering questions about crime novels or pumpkin pie cookbooks. Other days, radio static buzzed, loss, replacement, secrets. On those days she texted Sarah or Linda, I feel like a stand-in. I will walk 20 minutes and call back. Linda replied, I hear you. Soup with lemon honey is waiting. At Thanksgiving, they set a small table, turkey, mashed potatoes, cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie. Neighbor Rosemary joined. When they held hands, Emily whispered, "Thank you for staying with me, even when I did not stay with myself." Linda squeezed her hand. Michael cleared his throat, pretending to pour more gravy to hide wet eyes. After dinner, they unpacked Christmas decorations. Emily hung a glass ornament with a slip of paper inside. Emily, 10, 12, 6 to 3. She wrote it herself that afternoon, sealing a contract with her true story. One snowy Saturday, Emily sipped cocoa with her parents. She looked at their wrinkled eyes, gray hair in lamplight. "I want to talk about the acting," she said. Linda set her cup down. "Okay." "When I asked that day, you answered in a way you thought I could handle. Part of me was angry, but I know you were protecting me. Dad, you read Charlotte's Web outside my door. You read even if you did not know I listened." Michael chuckled. "I was reading to myself. It calmed me too." Emily smiled. "I want a new rule. If I get lost again, no acting like the story is real. But no fights either. Just say, 'I do not see what you see, but I hear you.' Can we do that?" Linda exhaled like slipping into a jacket that finally fit. "I would love that." Sarah later called it a reality agreement. Everyone stands in their truth, but holds hands across the gap. Spring crept back. Tulips bloomed in Linda's flower beds. Emily biked through the park, geese honking, train whistles faint. At the library, she ran storytime for kids. She chose Charlotte's Web. When Charlotte spun words to save Wilbur, Emily looked at the sunlit window thread and smiled. Some untrue things can still save, she thought. But you must walk on your own feet after. In the afternoon, she and Michael fixed the porch shelf. He joked, "You would make a fine carpenter." She tightened the last bolt. "I love the smell of new wood," she said. "Smells like a beginning." That night, Linda tested a lasagna recipe. The cheese stretched like magic. They laughed. They talked about the summer fair, porch lights, trimming the oak tree. Small talk like white pebbles leading to the garden. Before bed, Emily wrote in her black notebook, "April 18th, mood low. Event dinner with parents, no fight. Success. Called Sarah when anxious, drank water, walked 15 minutes, came back." She taped a photo, 3 cocoa mugs steaming. Below it, family is a verb. In summer, Emily painted the fence with her mother. They talked about flowers and non-toxic paint. Michael brought lemonade. No one mentioned Grace not out of fear, but out of peace. By late June, Sarah suggested bi-weekly therapy. "You are asking the right questions," she said. "You know when to pause." "I might still wander," Emily said. "We all do," Sarah smiled. "The difference is you now carry a map." 11. Names. One August afternoon, Emily visited the cemetery where great-grandma Emma rested. She brought daisies, laid them on the stone. She did not hunt for another name. Wind swept across dry fields. She sat, read verses from her pocket journal. Not goodbye, not apology, just hello. On the way back, she bought apple pie. That evening, they ate on the porch, fireflies blinking like music notes in the dark. Emily said, "I want to do something silly." She pulled out the old note, Grace Hart, 10, 12, 6 to 3. She framed it, hung it by the calendar. To remember, names come and go, but the people who stay are us. Linda touched her shoulder. "Thank you for keeping us." Michael raised his glass of milk, his nightly habit in toast. They clinked softly, like spoons on china. Autumn returned to Maple Street. Leaves turned red again. In the attic, the memories box now had labeled photos: Great Grandma Emma, obituary; Mom debating between Emily and Grace; newborn bracelet. On the lid, these are our pieces, don't fear. The Hart house still stood at the end of the street, white porch, red geraniums, wind chimes ringing as people passed. Inside, Emily lived with her parents. They cooked soup, read books, hung lights, fixed shelves. They said things like, "I do not see what you see, but I hear you. I am here. Let us pause. Let us fact check." They laughed. They mourned. They grew older. The story of Grace never vanished like erased ink, but remained like a water stain visible only when light slanted. And when light slanted, they looked at it, unafraid, then turned,